Hello everybody, how are you doing? You're probably wondering where I've been. Let me tell you, I have been around. My shop time has not been as generous as it usually is, but I have been making some progress on some things, and we'll talk about some of those in a minute and later in the video. But I'm going to flip the camera around and show you some things that have come into the shop recently that I'm really excited about. This is the remote control for my dust collection system, and you'll notice there's 2 buttons, but not a third button. You can see the holes where it goes. And that button, it was causing me some issues. It was actually squashed, and I could not get it to extend. Now listen, hear that pop? It would not allow me to press the button. David Lang contacted me and said, hey, I have some of those. Let me send you one. And check this out. In the mail, he dropped 4 of these little switches. So at some point, maybe later today, we're going to solder one of those in there. I still have the button caps over here. I just have them laying on the table, and we can put those back in as we fix it. But also, when David put this in a box, he used a typical first-class mailbox, which is a nice box, but take a look at the size difference here. So he had to use some packing material to be able to, ship this to me. And this is the packing material that David used. Take a look at this. This is like incredible. Look at the wood species. And the thing I love the most is his labeling. This makes me super happy because I always know what I'm looking at. But this is the packing material, and I promised David that I would reduce, reuse, and recycle this packing material so that it would not end up in the landfill, and that is what we're going to do. All of these will get used in my shop, guaranteed. So David, thank you so much. This was super generous. I truly appreciate it. Pamela Littlefield has become a friend of mine, and she sent me some shop stickers, as well as, check this out, she made me a bottle opener keychain. Isn't that beautiful? And she made this pin, which she actually did a little bit of custom work to the cap, and she sent me this pin. So Pamela, thank you so much. I truly appreciate this, and we're going to get one of these stickers mounted up on the loft today, guaranteed. We had my daughter's vehicle in the shop, and one of the things that they were going to do while they had it in the shop was clean out the drain tubes on her sunroof. Evidently, over time, this is an older vehicle, and over time, the dirt and the grunge that lands on your car, goes into the tubes and plugs them, and they can blow air down through there or run a little plastic piece of something down in there and clean them out. And we were going to have them do that, but the guy told us he couldn't get the sunroof open. I don't know what happened, but now the sunroof doesn't work. So I was doing some testing. I pulled the switch out and I was checking the continuity. While I was doing it, one of the probes broke off of my multimeter. So I was a little disappointed, but my wife and my kiddos pulled together and went out, and look what they bought me, a brand new Klein Tools multimeter. This is a really nice one. So I was able to, I haven't opened this one yet. I actually got her switch tested. The switch tested good. The problem, I think, is in the motor, because I have juice to the switch, I have juice out of the switch, and I can test each of the functions of the switch, and I can see the juice coming out of them. I don't hear the motor moving. I thought it could have slipped track or something, but I think the motor has just died. I'm not big on tearing the headliner out of a car. I don't want to do that, so I think I'm going to have someone do that for us. But the next step is to have someone pull that headliner out and to check the components and check the motor and everything up in the roof of that car. So we're working on that. I know you guys remember this, my drawer with all of my bushings. I've got a lot of comments on this. I'm still actually doing some labeling. Actually, some of these labels are for the larger bushings that won't fit in these tubes. So something new came into the shop that's going to make a huge difference on that. Check this out. 3/4 inch tubes. Now what I'll do, some of these I'll split in half, and we'll use those for bushings. But some of these longer ones, I believe these are 8 inches long. I'm going to put drill bits in, and we'll label our drill bits. So now you've got your 27/64. You've got all these different size drill bits, 12 millimeter, 12.5. This will protect them and keep them from banging together and getting damaged. And then here are the rubber caps. And I bought enough rubber caps. There are 25 tubes in here, so you would need 50 caps. I ended up buying 100 caps because I'll be cutting some of them in half. They come in packs of, I think, 50. And I'll be cutting some of them in half. So I'll have way more caps than I need, but whether I cut them or whether I use whole tubes, I'll have enough caps to do all of the large bushings and drill bits and get them in my drawer. So I'm really, really happy with all the new stuff that's coming to the shop. I'm super excited. Special thank you once again to David and to Pamela. I truly appreciate the packages you sent me. They mean so much to me when I receive those. It's always nice to go to the P.O. box and something like that is there. It just makes your day, you know. But let me move on a little bit. I have been working. I have not had a lot of shop time. And I had mentioned to you guys that I am going to be demonstrating at SWAT. We got the notification the other day that SWAT is a go this year because restrictions are lifting in Texas, you know, and they're able to raise the capacity of people that can come to the show. They're going to go ahead and do the SWAT show. And hopefully by the time the show comes around, all restrictions will be lifted and things will be in great shape in the U.S. and we'll be able to have a full show, but it is going forward. So I am going to be demoing at SWAT in Waco, Texas in August. SWAT, Southwest Association of Woodturners. You can Google that and get all the information you need about it. I have been working on what I'm going to demo every time I'm in the shop. Now you guys are saying, well, why aren't we seeing updates on that? Why aren't we seeing updates on that? The reason why is I cannot develop a demo and show it to the world and then go demo it because it's already out there. You know what I mean? So I want something new to be able to demo at the SWAT meeting. So I'm not sharing what I'm making or how I'm making it at this point in the game online or with the world. I do have a few people that I'm sharing things with simply because I do need some feedback. You know, I mean, you want people to see it and be able to kind of feedback because I want to give the best possible presentation that I can. However, I cannot, and I apologize. I know you guys are chomping at the bit to see new content from me. I know the fact that I'm developing something new would be like just, you know, candy for you guys. I understand that, but I really want to do well at the show. I want to give a great presentation, and I want the attendees to feel like their time and their money was well spent. So I'm really focusing on kind of keeping this to just a very small group of people, and you know, sharing it that way. So at some point you will all see it. It's just unfortunately I have to make you wait until after SWAT, and there are. You know, I've got what I'm doing. I'm going to be making videos on it. There's going to be documentation. It's all, I'm trying to put it together as best as I can, you know, because they have certain criteria at SWAT that you adhere to, you know, and I'm trying to adhere to all of that. And I'm trying to go just a little bit above and beyond to really make the presentation nice. And, you know, I'm working hard and early on it, so that I can put the time in. I don't want to get down to crunch time and it's like, oh my God, I got to do a presentation in 2 weeks and I don't have time to put it together. I want it put together because I want to be able to practice the presentation and before I go to SWAT. I want to be able to practice it, dial in the time, dial in everything, have it ready to go, and then when I get there, you know, give them everything I've got. I want to leave it on the demonstration lathe, right? I want to leave it all out there. I want it to be as best as it can be. So that's why you're not seeing a lot of content from me, a lot of new content, is I'm really focusing heavily on that because in my mind, it's really important. You know, I committed to do that, and I want to give them, you know, the best that I can. So bear with me. I am still here. I'm still doing stuff, and actually I'm learning from what I'm doing. So hopefully it's giving me ideas, and there'll be things that I can bring to you guys later. But that's why you haven't seen a lot of me, and that's why I'll be a little scarce on the updates and on the other channels. So just wanted to give you guys, you know, a what's going on kind of an answer. I know it's not what you wanted to hear, but it's the truth, and I owe you that. So hang tight. You know, there'll be things where I'll do some updates, but hang tight, and you will get to see it all at some point in the not so distant future. I was getting ready to turn a pin, and a lot of people have complained about this over the years. This is actually a #1 Morse taper live center that I put in a sleeve. And back when I began turning, my first lathe was a #1 Morse taper, and it went out. So I bought a new lathe, which was a #2 Morse taper. And I could either spend like $25, $29 on a new live center, or I could buy a $9 sleeve. And I was, you know, a little tight on cash back then, so I bought the sleeve. And a lot of people have complained about this. Well, a while back, I bought a new #2 Morse taper live center. and it arrived maybe 3 weeks ago, and it just hit me when I picked this up that the package that it came in and everything else I ordered is still sitting on my desk, or was still sitting on my desk. So I went in and got it. I'm going to pop this box open and show you some of the goodies that I picked up. To be honest, I kind of forgot what I ordered. It's been so long. And I apologize for the camera moving around while I open this, but I've loaned my tripod to my son. He is trying out for a play, and he had to perform some musical numbers and some dance numbers via a camera, and he used my tripod to set up and do it. And then he turned those in, and he got a call back. So now he's working on the number and the dance routine that he has to do for the callback for the characters you're interested in him trying out for. So that's pretty important. I'm going to let him use that. But let's see what's in here. Oh, okay. I got the usual Penn State Industries catalog. You always get one of those. And they're nice to have. This is the good one. This is the thick one. In the mail, we've been getting the thinner ones lately. Let's see. I've got a 7mm comfort pencil. I've got a DuraClick slim pen kit. Okay. Ooh, that's nice. I forgot I ordered that. I like that. I've got a Chrome Slimline Pro pencil kit. I've got a Slimline Pro click pen kit. I've got a brand new 7mm, 5.5-inch 7mm drill bit. This is the PK7mm. This is the long 7mm that I use. And I wanted a new sharp one, so I ordered one. I ordered a couple of blanks here. I've got a pinstone blank. This is white with black veins. And this is the pinstone turquoise. A while back, you'll remember, Taylor's Murfield sent me an incredible new kit that they have. And I bought these blanks to use with that kit. So you'll see a turning on that. I got a couple of packages of 7mm tubes. These are the 10-inch tubes. I use these for quite a bit. And right here is a number 2 Morse Taper Tailstock Live Center. So that's everything from the box. And I'm excited to have that. I'm going to get that unboxed and get it on the lathe for my turning. Check this out. I had no idea. This is my old number 1 Morse Taper Live Center. Look at the difference in size. I don't know if I bought the wrong thing or if just the number 2 is that much bigger, but that is a beefy live center. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I just hope that the girth of this thing doesn't get in the way for some of the turnings. I don't think it will because it's tapered, and really the taper is, you know, it's actually longer than this one. So I think I'll be okay, but God, that's cool.